Hi, my name is Florian, and this is my very first board game, and today I'm going to show you how to play Dungeon Madness. So everything is set up now and we can start playing. Every player gets 4 things. Every player gets a hero, gets a trap, gets an arrow token and gets a dice. The heroes are in front, the chests are behind. The tokens are lined up, so there's no cheating. So you just pick in the order when you loot the chests. The youngest player begins by rolling the dice and starts running around clockwise. The goal of the game is to get 3 of those star tokens. There are 3 ways to get those tokens. Way number 1 is you can make a complete turn around the game and you cross these lines, then you get 1 star token. Second chance is you kill another player who already possesses a star token, and then star token moves over to you. And the third way to get a star token is to loot a chest and there's a star token inside. So the youngest player starts, walks around. We'll just simulate around where just the people run around. So there will be some rounds that will just run around and they will start to loot chests. You can loot chests on both sides. You can loot chests here and you can loot chests here. It doesn't matter. When you open a chest, you just pick the next token and you don't show it to the other players. You just have a look and then you put it upside down. So it's more strategic this way when the other players don't know what you have. It's just a better way to play. So okay, let's simulate. All the players are running around. Everyone is getting some tokens. Just a simulation now. And because you only run as far as you roll the dice, there will be players who come close to each other, and now you have the chance to fight. For fighting you need an arrow token, like this one, like the one you get in the beginning. There are also tokens, arrow tokens inside the deck here. And let's simulate a fight. The wizard wants to attack the pirate. You can only attack forwards, you can't attack backwards. To attack, you first have to check if you miss, if your arrow misses or if you really hit the target. So 1, 2, 3, you have to roll a 3 or higher to even hit the pirate. Let's have a look. You roll a 3, so the pirate gets a hit. The arrow goes away and now the actual fight begins. The pirate and the wizard starts to roll dice. If the pirate rolls a higher number than the wizard, the pirate won't die. The damage is not high enough, so the arrow is gone, but still nothing happens. Everything stays the same. If it's opposite, if the wizard rolls a higher number than the pirate will die and has to go back to his starting point. And if he possesses a star token, he has to give it to the wizard. But now begins the fun part. I just turn around all the tokens to make it easier. While fighting, you can use these tokens to change the game. Let's say the pirate rolled a 1 and the wizard rolled a 2. Normally the pirate would die and have to go back, but if the pirate sets one of these tokens, when you're defending it's a heal potion, when you're attacking it's poison. This token grades you up 2 points on a die. So now the pirate has a 3 and the wizard has a 2. Normally the wizard would lose. He would lose his arrow and nothing else would happen. But our wizard has a token and he sets a reroll. So now he has a chance to reroll his die. Let's say he got a 5. So now he got a 5, means he hits. If the pirate can't defend, he will die. He had to go back to the beginning. But our pirate has one of those tokens, and this is like a returning arrow, which means the arrow now goes back and the side switches. Now he's the attacker and he's the defender. Now both have to roll again. If the wizard rolls higher, he's safe, nothing happens. If the pirate rolls higher, the wizard dies and goes back to the beginning. Or if he's lucky and he has like one of those tokens, like a turtle back, the turtle back protects you from the arrow, so he won't die. The beginning arrow from the wizard is gone, and also all these tokens are gone. If there are only 3 tokens left, you mix up the other ones and start the lane again. So as you can see, with the tokens you can really change the fight into your side or on the other side. There are 2 different types of tokens. There are arrow tokens, and that there are 3 different arrows. There's the normal arrow, which you can shoot 1 dice, which means your distance is 6 fields. The field with the opponent also counts. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can shoot 6. If you now roll a 6, which I don't, you can hit the opponent. The second arrow is called Hawkeye. You can use 2 dice. And now it's bad. You can shoot maximum 12 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which is pretty far. Everything has to be free. If there's another opponent or if there's a trap, you can't hit the target. The other way to use the hawk token is if you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and you're not sure if you can roll a 6, you can set you can use the hawk arrow to secure your shot. Now you have a 9 and it's a clear shot. The third arrow is the arrow of death. This one is not blockable. You can't do anything against it. If you shoot this arrow, the pirate would die immediately, except he has this token, and that's back to life, which means he can stay at the place where he is if he plays this token. The arrow of death is only there's only 1 token inside the deck, and the rebirth is only 1 token in the deck, so they're very precious. The other tokens, there are arrows and there are magical items. We saw a few of them, like this potion or poison grades you up by 2 points on a die, or you can re-roll with this token. That's the only token you can also use for walking. So if you roll a 1 and you want to re-roll, you can set this token and then you can re-roll and work further if you're lucky. Then there is this one. It means catching the arrow. If you have this token, the arrow, just you catch the arrow and the wizard's arrow is now yours without getting any damage. What is there also? The returning arrow. Switch sides, the arrow goes, the arrow comes back. And there is the turtleback, which saves you from any hits. Normal arrows and hawk arrows can't do any damage to you. And there are also monsters. If you loot a monster from a chest, you have to fight against the monster. Some of the other players will roll with you, and when you win, the monster is off the board, and when you lose, you have to go back to the beginning, but you won't lose a start token. You can, your start token is safe. Monsters have no use for start tokens. So as the game goes on, everyone tries to shoot at someone and tries to combine tokens. The second big part in the game are the traps. You can shoot forwards and you can set traps only backwards. You set the traps directly behind your figure. So if there's another figure like this, you can't place your trap. If you place a trap, the player behind you can't shoot at you. He can't shoot around the trap, so you're safe, so your back is safe. The other good thing on the trap is it blocks your opponent and it slows him down. So if in the next turn you try to run away, if the wizard now rolls a 6, he can only walk 1 step. He can't go any further, and then he has to wait. In the next round, he can take the trap from the board and can move freely. When you used your trap and you get it back, you put it here. You can use a trap only once in a round. That means you only get your trap back if you've done a whole round, then you will get your trap back. Or if someone kills you, you will also get your trap back. That's basically the whole game. And it's really, really funny because if you use the tokens right, you can switch the games in your favor. We had some really, really fun situations. Like we had, the elf was close to winning. She had 2 tokens already. She only needs to roll a 2 to get over the line to get the 3rd star token and wins the game. But as always, the dwarf had a hawk arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He had to roll an 8, which he did with a 9. Then they fought. The elf couldn't defend, and so the elf lost, came back to the beginning, and the 1 star token moved to the dwarf, and now the elf has only 1 star token, which means if something bad happens in this round, yeah, she's out. It's hard for her to get back the tokens. Or imagine that the dwarf already has 2 tokens and loots the chest and get the 3rd token, and so he wins. And that's a nice thing. You're never secure in this game. You always have to watch your back. You always have to check which tokens you have. You always have to be lucky and loot as many chests as you can. You always have to be afraid of monsters who can kick you back. You have to set your traps in the right way, so you slow down your opponents. You get your back safe. All these things are really important in this game. We play it a lot. A game is between 25 and 30 minutes. There's a lot of yelling and crying involved. Because when you're close to winning and someone kicks you off the board and you lose a star token, that's a really mean action, but it's really fun to fight, win, and even lose. It's a casual game with a fantasy twist and with basic fantasy mechanics. So if you have friends who normally only play casual games and won't dive deep into this fantasy board game stuff, this game is really perfect because you have the basic mechanics with the check before you hit, and then the fight mechanics, and then the token mechanics. That's really simple to learn, but that's the basic for nearly all of these big dungeon crawlers or tabletop fantasy games. If you understand these core mechanics, it's really easy to grade up and play more advanced games. That's a 3D printed version. You can buy it on Kickstarter. You can print it yourself, paint it yourself. You can customize it yourself. We have friends, they only use 4 elves because they have like 3 girls and everyone wants to play an elf, so they have 4 elves on the board. You can paint them in which color ever you want. So it's very customizable. You know, it's easy to make it your own board game. It comes in this pretty nice box. There's a token left. Everything fits perfectly inside and it looks really great on your shelf. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Sorry for my bad English. I hope Corona is over soon and we all meet for a fun round of Dungeon Madness.